art is a great way to express yourself, and having a creative outlet like it at a young age can go a long way. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, sitting down with one young Portland artist who's already making a name for himself. 269, 443, 627, 1,177. What do these numbers have in common? They're the number of unhoused people in Nueces County over the past 4 years, and that number could be on the rise again as 2025 is about to begin. And chances are you or someone you know has already been exposed, as the main source for a lot of this false information is right in the palm of your hand. 167 miles. That's how far 5 friends were willing to travel to pay tribute to one of their own. Corpus Christi may have been their destination, but it was their journey in Beeville that left the biggest impact. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, and these next 2 weekends are your chance to catch some classic fairy tales with a dark twist at TAM-UCC.
Songs in the show are so good. Of course, it's Stephen Sondheim, so they're clever, intelligent, entertaining, and funny.
The stage is set as the students of TAM-UCC take on a Broadway classic.
It was one of the best feelings in the world. I did not expect to get the role I got, because I'm a transfer and this is my second semester here. So I mean, when I got that role, I was just ecstatic.
The talented performers of the school's theater and dance department are taking on Stephen Sondheim's beloved Into the Woods.
And you know, we just get a lot of time to make discoveries and kind of goof around a lot, and I think it's been really fun just being able to do this show.
The Tony Award-winning musical centers around a series of beloved fairy tale characters, including Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Little Red Riding Hood, to name just a few. Their stories collide as the show explores what happens after happily ever after.
And it also includes really nice, serious moments. And it has a great message, too, that it's important to learn to see things from other people's points of view.
While the show may explore some heavier subject matter at times, audiences will still have plenty of moments to laugh at and enjoy.
It's not what you're expecting. It's not what you're expecting. When you come see the show, you're going to be very surprised. So come see the show and find out.
What do 4 pieces of property, a water-controlled district, and almost $200,000 have in common? One man, Marcos Alanis. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam. When 6 Investigates was first made aware that land near a county's water facility was being purchased by one of their own, we took a deep dive into public records, and here's what we found. Here on North 3rd Street in Robstown, you'll find residential homes. Nothing too out of the ordinary until you take a look at their neighbor. This is one of the main facilities owned and operated by Nueces County Water Control and Improvement District 3. But the homes here have more than just a geographical connection to the district, as properties like this one are owned by district manager Marcos Alanis. Now, Alanis doesn't just own one property, but 3. Zooming out, we found that Alanis purchased these 2 properties in November of 2022 for $176,000, later purchasing another piece of property for an undisclosed amount in 2023. Now you may be wondering about this patch of land right here. Public records show that a .11-acre parcel of land was carved out of the $176,000 purchase. Alanis then sold the property to the water district he manages. Through a public information request, 6 Investigates obtained the contract between the water district and Alanis, where he sold the parcel for $180,000. It's worth noting that the appraisal district shows the property is valued at just over $22,000. Now, with a purchase of this size, the district would need to take a vote on it. But that's where things get complicated.
What with the district? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
This is the audio from the Board of Directors meeting in September of 2023. 6 Investigates found that this was the meeting in which the board voted to purchase the property from Alaniz. What our team also found is that this violated the Open Meetings Act, as the board failed to disclose what would be discussed during executive session.
Entertain a motion to go into executive session at the time so we can take care of something, then we'll reconvene.
Following that executive session, no public discussion about the purchase was made.
There's no discussion being had, basically. The discussion has already been had.
Meeting minutes do not show the board went into executive session, but do show they voted unanimously to purchase this property for filter plant construction and expansion. Alaniz was present for this meeting, but his involvement in these discussions remains unclear. 6 Investigates reached out to Marcos Alaniz several times, with him finally getting back to us the day before this story was set to air. He informed our team he could not speak with us at the advice of the board members and the district's attorney.
Local law enforcement have many responsibilities, but sometimes officers go out of their way to be present in their communities. In Beeville, 3 officers made one little boy's dream a reality with a special surprise he'll never forget.
Hi. Meet 3-year-old Sevi Blydry, a little boy who likes to make friends with everyone he meets.
Hey, we again. How you doing? You doing okay? How you doing? Y'all doing okay?
But Sevi has some favorite neighbors, and he knows they're around when he hears this sound.
He's been infatuated with police cars since he was a little bit, like maybe 1. And he started saying the noises like beeble, beeble.
Sevi's mother, Christy, says her son loves when the Beeville Police Department come around.
We would go to the police station and have, try to get to know them, and he just loved them.
On Sunday, after a little coordination with some of the department's officers, Sevi was given a special surprise with the flashing lights and even a canine officer.
No matter what's going on, bad or good, they always have that time to show kids, that we're here for you.
On Wednesday, we joined Christy and Sevi as they reunited with some of Beeville's finest.
It's awesome. My son goes in too.
It's a small community, but it shows that it's family.
So it means a lot to us to see somebody, younger, so involved. It's wonderful to see that he sees us out there.
On Sunday, the officers even rewarded Sevi with a challenge coin.
They range from style and from meaning for us.
And with my own family law enforcement connections, I decided to give my own donation to his growing collection.
He's a police officer too. You want it? Bye. Christy Blydry and the Beeville officers say they have high hopes that one day little Sevi will have a badge of his own. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam. It was in October when a student trying out for the basketball team here at Veterans Memorial High School left practice with a broken neck, all while under the supervision of a coach. The father of that student speaking out for the first time. We must warn you that the video of what happened may be disturbing to some viewers.
It's heartbreaking. You see your son go down and like that, and it's just, it's hard to describe as a parent.
For David Gilmore, the road to recovery has been difficult.
To see someone who's in pain where your son's just moaning in a hospital bed.
In October, David's son tried out for the Eagles basketball team.
He was trying to make the varsity team this year.
It was during tryouts that the team, led by assistant coach Darius Rice, went up to the school's wrestling room for yoga. And as Rice was setting up, the team started wrestling.
Apparently when they go into the wrestling room there, the students got a little rowdy.
Rice told the students to form a circle, and the wrestling continued. David's son and another student began to wrestle, despite both having reservations for doing so.
He's not that kid. I wouldn't put him in that situation.
This video, shared with 6 Investigates, was recorded by another student.
When my son goes down, and you could see him in the video, he goes limp. He said, "Dad, I lost all feeling."
Following the video, the injured student asked to leave practice and was taken to Driscoll Children's Hospital by his parents.
Ended up putting a plate in on a 17-year-old kid that could have been avoided due to, if you're sticking to the plan, that as a parent that I'm aware of.
Following his son's injury, David wasn't contacted by the school until weeks later.
And the only reason they called is they kept hounding me about the survey, income survey. We sent 4 emails to you. I finally told them, I said, I'm dealing with my son who broke his neck.
But what about Coach Rice? Gilmore's son did receive a call from the assistant coach and former pro basketball player, but according to Gilmore, it wasn't to apologize.
My son's in his neck brace in his room, and he's telling my son, oh, I'm getting fired. I'm fired. And my son is feeling bad for him.
Only Rice wasn't fired, and it is unknown if any punishment was given. What we do know is that CCISD police conducted their own investigation, where Rice wrote that he did not pair up any of the students, although reports from other students interviewed contradict this. He also wrote that the wrestling was boys being boys, and that what happened was an accident. While reviewing the video, 6 Investigates noticed one individual in the left-hand side of the video. By looking at the tattoo, our team was able to confirm it was Coach Rice, cheering along as David Gilmore's son goes down.
He's in the video dancing as my son breaks his neck. You know, I have to sign a waiver for my kid to go to this Texas State Aquarium, but I don't have to sign a waiver when they're doing hand-to-hand combat in a classroom.
6 Investigates requested an interview with CCISD, which they declined. They instead sent a statement which did not answer any of the questions that we had. If you would like to read that statement, it can be found on our website at kristv.com. Reporting from the studio for 6 Investigates, I'm Adam Beam. I'm your Beeville neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam. You may think that food only impacts your student during their lunch period, but one after-school program is showing kids and families how their culinary creations can make a difference.
This may not look like your common school lunch, but these aren't your common chefs.
It's very rewarding. I think we see the impact of what we're doing in a couple of different big ways.
Dr. Deval Patel, the owner of the Uncommon Market here in Beeville, is taking the culinary creations to the classroom.
So we bring kids together from all backgrounds in a school community. They're exposed to food from around the world on a monthly basis.
It's called the Junior Chef Program, and St. Mary's Academy Charter School is one of the schools pioneering the program.
We have students that ordinarily would be overlooked, would not get along with other students, may feel discriminated, may not get included.
I truly feel that this is the definition of what community, educators, and parent involvement, what it looks like in real life.
The program starts with a lesson about their food destination of the week. Then it's off to the kitchen.
Really quickly, let's go over some of our ingredients here. Chicken team, right?
The Uncommon cooks then break into teams and prepare a new meal. This week's dish, Indian.
Because these students are not only applying these skills, but here they're using them at home. We're getting videos that they're enjoying cooking with their families.
One of those families is the Westmorelands. Darcy Westmoreland has 2 sons in the Junior Chef program, and for her oldest son, she says the program has changed him well beyond his cooking skills.
He's really struggled throughout his childhood due to an autoimmune illness. We were afraid that it was going to take forever to catch up, but this program's allowed him to mentor people, to learn how to be an effective speaker.
And I tried the food for myself. I realized the real flavor isn't just in the food, but the pride and joy these kids bring to the table.
Dr. Deval Patel tells me that moving forward, his goal is to see the Junior Chef program in schools all across the state. Reporting in Beeville, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Adam Beam, KRIS 6 News.